Welcome to Off Grid Victory. So to root or not to root, that is the question. Whether it's nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. No, stop. Okay, we're not doing Hamlet here. We're doing Off Grid Victory. We're doing whether or not you should remove stumps or roots, and when, and where it's applicable, and when should you do it and when you should not do it. And so let's start off like this. So this tree trunk that you're seeing right now, it's a persimmon tree. It's a male plant. It doesn't fruit at all. And and I needed to clear some additional room to do or to expand my orchard actually. And so let me show you that. And so I've been cutting down a few trees here, and the question is, do we take the roots out? Now, obviously, if you don't have the equipment to do it, well, you can't do it. The best you can do is saw it down as low as you can to the ground. So let me go ahead and show you that. So you can take a chainsaw like this and go right down to the base and take it out, right? So that is predominantly how I used to do it. But if you have the option of taking it out, or you have to take it out, for instance, let's say you're trying to use the area for a garden, well, you have to take all the roots out, right? So there's no choice there. You just have to kind of get through it. Now, if you had a really large tree, that would be very difficult to do, and lots of digging by hand and so forth. Now, the other thing then is when to take the roots out for good. And so you have a piece of equipment like this. So I have a mini excavator here that I've been using to do these. And so here's the issue of doing that. Well, you can get a tree like this out. This is about let's say a 6-inch diameter tree, but you can see the amount of root structure it has. And even a small tree like this one that only has a 4-inch diameter, look at the root structure. It's bigger than the actual plant. So you can get all sorts of these kind of things in the ground. And so what happens is you end up disturbing it quite a bit. And so you can see where I started taking some of these off, and it's all mushed there. Now we have a lot of rain here in the Ozarks. And of course the ground here, the other thing is, we have rocks, right? So anyway, you might not be able to dig a root out because of a rock, but at any rate, there's two reasons why you want to do something like this and cut it low to the ground and take it all the way out like this. So I mentioned one of the reasons is a garden. Let's say I wanted to make this whole area into a garden. Well, clearly I'm going to have to take out all the roots, right? Now, the thing is though, once you do that, like I said, you can end up with mush. And the ground is it gets very soft with rain, and it takes many, many years to settle it back down and compact it, because here in the Ozarks we have, a few inches of topsoil, and then you get down, and then you get into this stuff, right? Clay, like this, and it becomes pretty hard. So if you disturb that, you could even have quicksand, right? So at any rate, take the roots out or don't take the roots out. Don't take the roots out if you're going to drive on it with vehicles or heavy equipment like this. You just want to leave it low to the ground. Now, the problem with leaving it low to the ground is this right here. You're going to end up wasting valuable chains by hitting rocks and going into the dirt and such. But sometimes this is the best way to do it. Just leave it in the ground. Don't disturb it, so you can drive over it and whatnot. And other times, you just want to go ahead and remove it. So if you do end up removing it though, you can make quite a mess like this. Now, there is one third option that you can do, is you can create a burn pile right on top of these roots and burn it out. So I have a burn pile going over there, as you can see, with a lot of these roots, and my intention is to clear all of this out over here. Here's my orchard. I started moving some of the plants like this. I added 2 more plants here, and you can see this row of plants trees are done. This one was the new plant that I did, but you can see a lot of soil disturbance here, and that's because I took a whole bunch of these roots out of this area. I wanted to expand my orchard a little bit, and so yeah, I ended up taking a lot of these persimmon trees out. But once again, you end up with a mess, and even if you have, let's say, a blade or something, or to kind of level it, it's not going to do the best of jobs. But eventually this whole area needs to be cleared for me because I would like to mow it, and that's why I'm doing this. But if your intention is to drive through it and you're going to have let's say a car go in, you need to leave it like that. Just leave it as a stump, go closest to ground as possible so you can drive over it and don't disturb the soil. And so yeah, that's my recommendation, when to cut the root all the way down or when to take it out. So hope that was helpful. Alrighty, shalom.